A24 is perhaps Hollywood's bravest film studio working today, but they also always have something for everyone. And right here at the London Film Festival 2021, they've graced us with their latest. This is my review of Lamb. We follow a childless couple, Maria and Ingvar, as they discover a mysterious newborn on their farm in Iceland. And the unexpected prospect of family life brings them immense joy. Now, before I properly start with my review of Lamb, I want to thank MUBI UK, who came in clutch last minute. I couldn't attend the online press screening for Lamb, and they were gracious enough to give me a screener for coverage. So I want to really thank them and give them the biggest shout out in this video. Make sure you go to MUBI to watch all the latest features, and Lamb will be there very soon, so thank you MUBI. But of course, the real thing before we start the review is your thoughts, your conversation. You need to start it in the comments below, whether you're excited for Lamb, whether you're not, whether you've seen it, because I know I'm not the first one to see this film. Anything and everything down there in the comments below. And while you're down there, if you like what you see here, make sure to click the subscribe button so you do not miss any future conversations on your favorite movies and TV. So I need to address something, and that is that this is not a horror movie. Despite my expectations, despite the look of the film, despite what we expect from A24, Lamb is not a horror film. There is a horror thread in it, but it is very minimal. This film is actually a very heavy drama about grief and about moving on, and I think it's very strong at conveying those themes not only through the story itself but the performances. Even Noomi Rapace and the man who plays her husband, who I'm not even going to attempt a mispronouncing his name is right here. He's fantastic, and I don't want to offend the mister. And this is a film that can very well be accused of nothing happens in this film. This is you just observing the life of this couple in the mountains and seeing how things change when this new baby comes into their lives. The baby that, and cut off the video right now if you don't want to know anything about the film, this baby that is born out of a sheep has the head of a lamb and the body of a child, and it's really fucking cute. And it's just beautiful to see the sense of joy that it brings to this couple and seeing how the film changes, because this first act is very somber, very dour, very down in terms of tone and mood. It's just seeing these farmers taking care of their land, of their sheep, of their cattle and whatnot, and then something just blossoms in them. As the seasons change, quite literally things blossom in their lives, but this little creature just brings a sense of joy, a sense of togetherness, a sense of hope that they didn't have before. The cinematography is stunning, seeing these vast landscapes of big mountains, the thick fog and what it represents, as well as the booming flowers when spring comes around a certain time. I really love as well that the film can be very ambiguous when it talks about family relations. There's at one point the brother of the husband that comes into the house, and the film does something really interesting with the characters and their relationship and their history, and you get a lot of their history just by seeing the performers on screen, which I think is very smart. My problems with Lamb come down to this script, which unfortunately affects a whole lot of the film as it's one of the key elements. The performances are really great, the visuals are stellar, it's well directed overall, and apparently it's a directorial debut, so even more admirable for that. But the film assumes a lot that you know Icelandic, Swedish, Norse folklore, and I love my Norse mythology. I know the main things with Thor and Odin and Asgard and Nine Realms. This is something very specific that the film subtly but surely sets up, but I don't really like where it ends. I appreciated Lamb more when it was about grief, about having a second chance. And without getting into spoilers, I think the ending does a disservice to the point the film is trying to make, even, because at the end of the day, the one character that deserved some kind of comeuppance, even if that, is the one character that doesn't get it. I can't detail it any further, I can't dive into any more specifics because it'll spoil the film for those who haven't seen it, but if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. There's some really cool imagery. There's some really cool exploration of this myth, this type of folklore, but it's clearly not welcoming new people into getting to know this folklore. This is clearly a lot of imagery, a lot of symbolism, a lot of thematic significance to those who already know this stuff, not really to people who are unfamiliar with it. So even though I love the family conflict, the relationship drama between this husband and wife and this respite of hope that comes into their lives, bringing them happiness, I can never get into everything else that surrounds them. And even though the film isn't quite short, it's at 1 hour and 50 if I'm not mistaken, I never really got enough of Ada and her father. I just got a lot of Ada and Noomi Rapace, and their relationship. It's sweet, it's moving and very tender. And then we got a little bit of her with the father, and we never really got anything with the three of them together. I just wish there was more of the family stuff and less of the folklore because of how it is handled. Lamb has a lot of great parts, but the whole really feels lacking because it depends so much on preconceived knowledge from whatever the hell is going on. It's weird, it's dramatic, it's moving and tender, but it's not really that effective when it comes to its big point it's trying to make. I'm giving Lamb a C+. And those are my thoughts on Lamb. Once more, I want to thank MUBI for providing me with a screener so I could review this film. And that's yet another London Film Festival review done, and I'll be back very soon with even more, because there are a few others that are missing yet. And there should be a playlist right up here, right now, with all the coverage for the London Film Festival thus far. So make sure you click on those and check out all those reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to let me know your thoughts on Lamb, and I'll be back very soon with more reviews from the London Film Festival and other things, and I hope to see you in those. So until then, love each other and love the movies.